Good morning, America. Good afternoon from Germany. Here's Pascal again. On our second day this week, live streaming. Today is PPI day, Producer Price Index. And yeah, it's gonna be fun to see 1 hour before the market opens. So in 15 minutes, we will see the news and how the market reacts to this news. It will be important because, as you know, inflation data is important for the Federal Reserve for the interest rates, and we discussed this yesterday already. The interest rates may be not higher as much as the last time with the 75 basis points, but maybe only 50 basis points. And we will see right after the news came out how the interest rate expectations will shift. So we will have a look at this. But before we go to the PPI data, we will first have a look on my desktop and of course midterm elections, because we have some new results from midterm elections. Some more states were counted and we can see that 217 seats in the House are now for the Republicans. This means there are only one seat left from the majority, and Democrats have 205, but still 13 seats open. The Senate, we discussed this yesterday. Democrats have the majority with 50 seats and Kamala Harris' voice, and Republicans are in a minority with 49 seats and one is still open. There has to be a runoff election in Georgia on December 6th. Yeah, it's not really important for the markets, but I wanted to tell you because I've just seen it before the live stream. Now let's see the markets, and you see that we are really in a run. So for about 1 hour it's a green run. You see the numbers were good, especially the numbers from earnings here. I will show you the earnings. Expectations were beat for Walmart and Home Depot and Sea Limited and Krispy Kreme. You can see everything is in the green. Maybe so, everything green here. And therefore markets are running to the upside, and we will see how far we can go today. And you can also see here Euro USD. I still have an open short position. It's not running really good, but we already left the highs and we are just about to make a shoulder head shoulder. This is the first shoulder, this is the head, this is the second shoulder, and here's the neckline, the 1039 level. And if we go below this 1039 level, then we probably will see lower levels. And if you know the euro is weakening, US dollar is strengthening, then this can mean that we will see further pressure on the stock markets. Yeah, let's see if we can manage to go below this level. You see the red line here was where I opened my position right at the highs of yesterday and Friday. But as soon as we push through, you see the big green candle here. And so let's see how far we can pull back here on these levels. So next interesting thing is to see natural gas. Yeah, we talked also about this yesterday. Just bring up the day chart. There you can see we're still trading sideways, but I opened right after our live stream. I opened a short put position with a $4.70, or was it $3.70 strike, and I got some premium for this short put, for selling a short put, and therefore it's in my favor if it's just trading sideways or moving up, as long as it's not correcting to the downside too fast. It's interesting for my position, so therefore just be patient and wait for natural gas to move on. And what else do we have here right before PPI data? It's probably reaching 12,000, and I'm reading in a chat Nasdaq. This was my main target, but I'm not in my long position I wanted to have on, because yesterday we had the down move until the closing, right where the lows here were, but then we started again the rally mode, and as you can see, it's a strong market. They want to push the prices higher, and therefore there was no significant pullback to enter a new long trade, and that's also a risk if you go out of your long position, because I closed it on Friday morning, as I told you yesterday, and therefore it's difficult to re-enter this position at the lower price level if there are no pullbacks. Yeah, you can see it's only a small red candle from yesterday and still pushing to higher levels. Let's see what PPI can bring, and maybe we will see a smaller pullback. I don't expect to drop 500 points or more, but you never know. So let's see what the inflation data can bring us. We will bring up the economic calendar so we can see the other important news from today. So this is the calendar. It's my local time here, but you can see in 8 minutes we will have core PPI. This is a main event today, and PPI 3-star event here. So the expectations are 0.4%, and I will bring up the last numbers here. So the last months we had different forecasts and different expectations. As you can see, it was sometimes we were sometimes over the expectations and sometimes below. Sometimes last month we were 0.2 percentage points over the forecast or above, and the months before in August, so in September, the August dates, we are just in line, minus 0.1%, and as you can see, the previous months in August with the July data, we were below expectations with minus 0.5%. So it's just shifting around, and yeah, we don't know how this will come, but as you can see, for the last 4 months, so this is the 4th month now, we are below 0.5%. So this is still a high number, 0.4%, because you can see the last 3 months we had lower numbers, expectations. So it can be that we will see a lower than expected number, and this will bring the rally the market in rally mode, as we already seen right here. So yeah, 12,000 points are near, and probably we will reach them when the news are out. But the interesting thing will be to see if we can go above 12,000 level, or hold above the 12,000 level, or if we will see a correction. Because if the numbers are better than expected, so this means lower than expected, we also can see a drop of the market. So everything can happen on the numbers. That's why I always say, don't trade the news, trade the direction. We don't care about how the news are and if it's better or worse than expected. We only want to trade the movement, and therefore we have to look at the chart and then trade what we see, and yeah, just to catch the right move and not our own expectation or the forecast. The only thing that is done is just that the actual number will be compared with the forecast, and if it's higher than expected, then it's worse. It's bad for the market. Why? Because interest rates will be higher, or interest rate hikes will be higher than expected. So we can look at this again. Fed Watch tool here. It's probably still the same number like yesterday, about 80% for the 50 basis points and about 20% for the 75 basis points move. But we will see when the number is lower than expected, we will probably see a shift here from 80 to 85 or 90%. And if the number is higher than expected, we will probably see a shift here, more percentage points to the 75 basis points move. So the market will react on the numbers, and we will immediately see this here in the graphics. So just 3, 4, 5 minutes after the numbers are out, we can just see here the change in the shift in expectations. Your gut is like your second brain, and my gut is telling me we are going to have a positive PPI report. Yeah. So if you say positive, you mean lower than expected, and yeah, this will cause the market to rally. Maybe we will see. But I think more important than the news are the technical levels, and the technical level is 12,000 is an important psychological level. We have already seen that the round psychological levels at 11,800 was important because it was a major support and resistance, and again the 11,700 we have seen yesterday, right above this level we had the support here. So yeah, the 11,900 was a small support, a small resistance, but not really a big one, and therefore we just moved above this level, and yeah, are still trading above this level. So let's see how long we can hold above this level here. Yeah, there was the question about my short position. I closed half of my short position right here in the night when we moved above the moving averages, and the rest got stopped out at 11,910 just 10-15 minutes ago. So I secured some profit, but it was only a small profit, and I can take on a new position now when the news are out. So let's wait for the news and see the direction, but you can clearly see, I have to stop this here, sorry, just to close it for no new news. So, and yeah, we will see when the news are out if we can hold the direction here to the upside, or if we will see a break of pattern and then move to the downside. So here's the Fibonacci level at 11,875. This was previous high. We just moved barely above yesterday. So the Fibonacci levels aren't in place anymore. We can draw new ones. I'll just delete this here. And we can now draw, I will go on a higher time frame. It will be easier on a 1 hour to draw. So we can draw new Fibonacci levels and just say, okay, this is the new high point, and this was the low point here on last Thursday. And yeah, now we see the new Fibonacci levels here in place. So 50% of the movement correction will be where we closed yesterday. So this is possible correction level here, 11,750. And yeah, however the PPI data comes out, I think this is a possible correction level here, 50% of the movement. It would still be a huge move. It would be about 1.5% to the downside. But now it's more realistic to have this level here, because yeah, it's just the movement from Friday, Monday, and today. You can also take the whole movement from Thursday here. So just draw a new Fibonacci line, then we can see where these levels are, and there you can see the 50% Fibonacci would be here at 11,375. So yeah, it's not really realistic that we will move down so far today. 4.7% would be really worse. Then the inflation has to come out double or triple like expected. I don't think this will happen, but maybe we will see the lows of yesterday again. This would be around this Fibonacci level, 11,675. So let's see if we can move there. But for now, the important levels are the high points. So this is the high point we see with the Fibonacci here. The low points from tonight, this is around here, right above 11,750. And the closing of yesterday. The closing of yesterday was here. So this could be an important area for correction. We had some lows yesterday here, we had the closing yesterday here. So this is an important support area right before we reach the first Fibonacci level at 23.6%. 1 minute left. Let's see the data when it comes out. I'll just bring it here. So we will see it right away. 20 seconds left. I think investing.com is pretty fast with the data here, and you just have to wait then you can press F5 and you will see it on your website. But you will also see it on the movement of the price here. 4.5% is the state manufacturing index and 0.2%. So lower than expected. This means a further push to the upside. So a lot lower than expected. Like last week, CPI data was also a lot lower than expected. This caused the market to rally. And today we will see about the same. So you can now trade to the long side if you want, but I rather want to wait for the signs of a reversal and then catch it to the downside, because now we are reaching 12,000 level, our important psychological mark. So let's see if we can hold above, but you see that the market is already struggling here at this important level. We just moved above, but yeah, we had a huge movement before the numbers came out. So now let's see if we can hold above, or if we right away will pull back. We will have to wait for 2 or 3 minutes to see this effect. Yeah, it's not really a huge movement for this really good numbers. 0.8%, not too shabby. Let's see how far we can go. Yeah, you see what happens when the market is in a bullish mood. We push in the right direction without any correction to the other side. So there's no room for interpretation. It's just lower than expected, and therefore markets have to go up. So the previous chart was a 1 hour chart. The day chart would be this. This is the day chart here. And what I showed you is a 1 minute chart. So this was the 1 hour chart here. And this is a 1 minute chart. And we're making higher highs here again. Yeah, you could trade this to the long side, but I rather want to wait for a short trade for a reversal, but therefore I have to wait for the signs of a reversal to trade it to the downside and to see a smaller pullback. Yeah, it could be that the live stream is not really live, maybe it's just some seconds behind. I will have to check this for the next time. Here, that there's no latency. Yeah, there I can see it, it's normal latency, so sorry for this. For the next live stream I will do it with no latency for you. Sorry for this, so maybe you are behind 15 or 20 seconds. And still pushing to the upside. 12,075 points. Let's see if we can see some levels here on a higher time frame, like a day chart. So previous high points here. We can see these levels here. These were previous lows and previous highs here, around 12,100. We are almost reaching this level, 12,085 points now. Okay, someone wants to short at 12,133, Ralph. Why this level? Is this the previous high point here? 12,139 is the previous high here, yeah? Why not? Let's see if we can reach it. Almost at 12,100. Still green candles. We are waiting for first red candle, and a closing red candle would be interesting. 12,110. The question is if we will see a push or pullback at market open. I don't know. It depends on where we will trade when the market opens. We can see a pullback before the market opens, but we can also have a sideways trading. Just this is phase 1, so we are now in a movement. Then we will have phase 2, sideways movement, and it depends. On CPI day we had a movement to the downside 1 month ago. Then there was about 45 minutes trading sideways, and right when the market opened there was 100% correction to the upside. So everything can happen here, And you see again, important level 12,100. Trying to trade around this level. Right below, this is our first red candle on a 1 minute chart. And here the market participants are trying to have lower levels. Yeah, it's maybe interesting to enter some smaller short positions here. Just trying to enter my first short position here. And I can still enter more. It's just small position. Just for wait. Just wait and see confirmation. There's nothing yet. So on a 5 minute chart, these are the first 5 minutes. So you see a big green candle, and we closed at the 12,100 level. High point was 12,118, and you see it was about this level. So it's not an exact level, it's just a range. You see we draw the line at 12,106 and the high point was 12,118, so 12 points higher. But yeah, it's the first small resistance, doesn't have to say a lot, but you can trade it. Let's move back to 1 minute to see the movement. Yes, I'm in a short position, only a small short position for my portfolio, but I shorted right here at this level. Ralph is afraid to short it. Yeah, there can be a further push to the upside, so everything can happen. That's why I only opened a small short position with one micro Nasdaq contract, so almost nothing for me. But let's see if we can pull back here to the last to the moving average here. This would be the 9 EMA at around 12,060. You can also draw a smaller Fibonacci here from the high point to the lower point right at the breakout here when the news came out, and then you will see the 50% Fibonacci level is right at the 20 EMA level, so at 12,025, and we can possibly see a correction to this level here. But you see it's a really strong market. There's almost no pullback for 4 minutes now. It's really strong. Strong sign, no sign of weakness. People want to buy here. What is the symbol for Nasdaq futures on TradingView? As don't see to. Yeah, just enter Nasdaq and then you can choose futures on TradingView. So my symbol here is MNQ for micro Nasdaq. You can also enter NQ in Trader Workstation. It will also work. You will have the same price. And for TradingView, just enter Nasdaq and then choose future prices. If you paid for live market data, you will have live market data. Also, you will have 15 minutes delayed. So you can choose Nasdaq Index or Nasdaq CFDs. If you choose Nasdaq CFDs, there will be a slight difference from the future price levels because CFDs are like the index itself, like a cash product, and therefore there will be some points difference because the expiry of a future is here, December 16th, and there's still some time until expiry. So this level, 12,100, seems to be working as a resistance level. Let's see if we can see a further pullback here. If some want to take their profits, bank in some smaller pullbacks here. I will open one more short position here. My limit was too far away. Markets went too fast. This is the problem when you're trading with limit orders. Sometimes market orders are better because you're right away in the trade, but sometimes you pay the full spread and some slippage. So I like to trade with limit orders, and sometimes, yeah, you just don't catch it. This happens, but it's not tragic. I don't want to be too big in this short trade here. I rather want to take on a long position when we move down further. Let's see if we can hold the 12,000 level until the opening or until the end of this day. So let's again see the economic calendar, and you see there's no more really important data for today. This was the most important. Core PPI was 0%, so no inflation at all. Expectation was 0.3, and PPI month over month was 0.2, 0.4 was expected. And yeah, you see here New York Empire State Manufacturing Index was in the green, was higher than expected. So this normally is a sign that the market could go down, but of course the inflation data is weighted higher, and therefore markets are pulling up right now. But you will have to find a way to explain if markets pull back, and if we end in the red, then you know what journalists take. They will take on this number and say, yeah, New York Empire State Manufacturing Index was higher than expected, and this is more important. It's not, but yeah, they will explain it like this, because sometimes you just cannot explain the movement on the stock exchanges in a short term, because they are just like, yeah, like flipping a coin. So now I entered my short trade again. We are right at the 9 EMA. You see here the purple line here. This is the 9 EMA line, and it just hold. So let's see if we can pull below. It was a good idea to enter with a limit order. So now I got a better price at 12,090. Now I'm short 2 micro Nasdaq contracts. Let's see if we can pull further down and see more sell-off. I want to see minimum 50% correction, but maybe we will hold here at the 20 EMA line. But at first we have to push through the 9 EMA. Yes, I'm in short position, Shaik, with 2 micro Nasdaq futures short. Yeah, it's not bad to close the TQQQ position if you are in a long trade here, and just wait for markets to pull up again, make higher highs, or for market open, and see what happens there. You see we are right at the first Fibonacci level, and it's acting as a support. We have now 9 EMA and Fibonacci level, 23.6% Fibonacci level, acting both as support here. So we will need some minutes to push below. Let's move back to a 5-minute chart. Here you can clearly see now the first red 5-minute candle, and still working on the second red candle here. Still some room to pull back to the next moving average here. This is the 3 EMA. Yeah, it will take some time to push through. Yeah, everyone is hoping for pullbacks to re-enter. So let's see what the market can give us. So I made some notes here for things I wanted to talk about with you for the next about 20 or 30 minutes. And the first one is there was a sound issue. Someone wrote to me that my sound is not loud enough on my last live stream yesterday. I hope it is better today. I just made it 20% higher. I hope it is loud enough. Just write in the chat if it's okay for you, or if it's still not loud enough. Then I can change it again. And again, some words to FTX. So the crypto exchange that went bankrupt last week. You know, clearly see that this had nothing to do with the stock markets, because here we look at the main economic data like inflation data and so on, and we don't care about crypto markets, because stock traders or stock investors don't care about cryptos as long as they don't own cryptos. But most crypto traders just trade cryptos and nothing else, so they are highly speculative. They maybe trade meme stocks, but not the normal stocks like the big ones from Nasdaq and S&P 500. So now there's the breakthrough. You see there's further down movement here. Next level is here, supported 38% Fibonacci level and the 20 EMA line. So this is minimum target. If you have a higher position size, you can close out your first position here. And yeah, my target would be this here, 12,025 would be an interesting level to close. Some shorts and take some profits, but you can also hold and speculate on a 100% reverse level. Thing can happen. Yeah, what I wanted to say is sound is top. Okay, video is perfect, crystal clear, perfect. Okay. Yeah, the sound wasn't bad, but maybe just not loud enough. So I hope that it's louder today and not too loud for you, so that you have to mute me. But yeah, if you say it's okay, then I'm glad. So what I wanted to say about FTX had nothing to do with the stock market, because some people on YouTube were trying to explain a pullback with FTX and the crypto markets, but don't compare these things. Cryptos don't have to do anything with the stock market, and the crypto market normally doesn't affect the stock market. Sometimes, yes, we can see on weekends when crypto markets are moving down that there's some more fear coming into the market, and that this will cause the stock market to pull back. But like this time with a call for Chapter 11 bankruptcy of FTX, this had nothing to do with stock market, and therefore there wasn't any reason for catching up fear. Let's see VIX again, volatility index. Yes, you see we're moving down, pulling back. Let's see it on a higher time frame. We are still away from the lows of Friday and from the lows of yesterday, but we are moving down for the moment because, yeah, Nasdaq is higher than expected, and of course S&P is also higher than expected, or higher than yesterday. And therefore, the fear is going out of the market, as we can see here at the VIX. And the same with Euro USD. It was moving higher, like the stock market. So I went deeper in the red with my position, but now it's pulling back like the stock market. So there's fear coming back again into the market, and therefore some of the money is going back into the US dollar, into safe haven, into cash. And this is what we see here, the pullback. Yeah. Here. Yeah, Walmart was very good. Earnings results here. As you can see, there was a huge win here on earnings per share, and revenue was also more than 5 billion better than expected. And yeah, how could you know this in advance? I talked to someone in private messages yesterday about this. How will Walmart earnings be? And I said, yeah, if Walmart is one of the cheapest grocery stores in the US, I don't know this. The guy told me you have some more, Dollar General and some of these at the same price levels or cheaper. But we had the same here in Germany, because we have inflation around 11% or higher. And therefore we know that the cheap discounters like Aldi, Lidl, they had huge, massive revenues in the last quarters, because people are now trying to save their money and just buying cheaper. And therefore they go to the cheaper grocery stores and discounters like Aldi and Lidl. Walmart doesn't exist anymore in Germany. They were here, but they had too much difficulties, and therefore they left the country. And yeah, so I cannot compare the price levels, but I knew that when Walmart is one of the cheaper ones in the US, that they will probably have good numbers, and this was the fact. As you can see, we had higher than expected numbers. The same with Home Depot. So yeah, it's showing that they're just shifting the groceries from the higher prices stores to the lower price stores. But yeah, if inflation keeps as high as it is, the people will have to save their money, so they will just buy less. Even if it's higher price, they will not be able to afford everything, and therefore it will be difficult for every store to manage high inflation. Yeah, as we talked yesterday, on Wednesday will be important, the data of Nvidia after the market close. So this is a big one of Nasdaq. So this will move the market further. So let's see how these numbers come out, and also Target. So you can see now Target will also move up like Walmart, because they are in the same group. They are also selling groceries, and therefore, yeah, probably there will be an underestimation of revenue and earnings per share also for Target. Yeah, there was a news for the option traders here. I just kept the news open here. Here it is. There was an update from CBOE that now you will be able to trade 0-day options for Spider. So this is the ETF on the S&P 500 SPY, and previously you were only able to trade SPX. So this SPX is the index S&P 500, and to trade this cash settled options. So when the option expires, you will just get cash, and now you are also able to trade SPY. So this is the ETF, and if this expires, you will get the ETF in your portfolio if it's in the money. And now you can also trade Tuesday and Thursday expiries. So this means you will be able to trade one expiry every trading day, and therefore you can also trade 0-day options on SPY. It's just smaller than the SPX options, and yeah, they just introduced it because of a high demand, because a lot of people now want to trade 0-day options. Yeah, some more word about the parabolic. So now here you see, I will just go to a higher time frame, like 5 minutes, then we will see it better. You will see now parabolic SAR. These are the red dots here, and you see as long as they are below the chart, it's signaling an uptrend. The same we can see here at the ADX, because here we had the crossing right in the morning, half an hour after the European market opens. So we saw that there will be establishing an uptrend. You also saw this on SAR, parabolic SAR. So the dots were below the chart. This means an uptrend. And as long as we don't close below one of these dots, it's still an uptrend. Here we saw a close below one of these dots. This means these dots change to the upside and we have a downtrend. But you can see that parabolic SAR is changing a lot. Yeah, not today, but it's changing here from downtrend to an uptrend to a downtrend to an uptrend. Again, it's still in an uptrend as long as we don't close below this red dot here. Then the dot will move above the chart and signaling a change of direction to a downtrend. This is what I want to see when we break the next Fibonacci level. You see the last candle we just touched this Fibonacci level, went up again to the next Fibonacci level, now moving down. Maybe this time we will cross it and maybe close below this parabolic SAR dot, and then it will signal a first sign of a reversal here to a downtrend. And the next sign would be the crossing here of ADX, of average directional movement index. But you can see these lines are now, there's a huge space in between, and it's a strong trend because the red line indicates a 50. This means a really strong trend. Everything above 20 is a good and strong trend, and you see it's a strong trend at the moment. And DI plus and DI minus have a huge room in between, and therefore, yeah, they will have a lot more down movement needed to cross again and to signal a change of direction here. But parabolic SAR, these red dots, are really early in signaling a change of direction. So that doesn't mean that we will have this change of direction for the next hour or next 4 hours, but you see that it's early in signaling which trend phase we have. So if you want to be prepared, look on parabolic SAR and you will see when we close below, this will indicate a first sign of a change of direction. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a change of direction, but it can be. And then look on other signs like ADX or other things like a break of 50% Fibonacci and so on. Then you will see this will gain more traction to the downside. Is that indicator similar to VWAP? No, VWAP is a volume weighted average price. This is the purple line here. It's right below the chart here. So this takes into account all traded contracts. So the volume, you see here the volume bars. So when there are traded more contracts for a certain price, then this will have more impact on VWAP. So you see here the line is moving up now because we had a huge volume here traded when the news came out, and when the stock market is open we will have even more contracts being traded, and therefore there will be faster movements of VWAP, and it will be pushing up or pulling down faster with the current market levels. And this is acting as a support or resistance line, this intraday VWAP line. But the parabolic SAR is just indicating a down or uptrend and saying, okay, as long as we don't move below or above these SAR dots, then we are still in a trend phase. You can compare it to Bollinger Bands, so it's something like the Bollinger Bands. So this is comparable to parabolic SAR. Looks like we might be hitting a support level on the Nasdaq. Will you close out your short position soon? Yeah, could be interesting. Yeah, as I told you, it could be interesting to close half of your position. But I only have 2 contracts, so where's the sense in closing 1 contract if I have only such a light position? So I will just hold my position until we open the market, and then we will see if we see a smaller pullback. Then I'm waiting for more volume and more direction. Maybe we will see 76% reversal or maybe a 100% reversal. So I will close out half of the position, so 1 contract at the 50% level, but I will hold the rest for more to the downside, and I want to have lower levels to enter a long position again. So now my primary scenario reaching 12,000 is over. So we already hit the 12,000. We were already at 12,118. So now I have to look for higher levels, but I'm still expecting to have higher levels on Christmas or at year's end, and therefore we can now look for higher levels. I can just remove all trend lines just to see a little bit clearer. And the next level above 12,000, we already spoke about this, would be here at the 12,260 about. These were the last high points right after the CPI data from September. And the high point right before CPI data came out was 12,976. And you see again, this psychological 13,000 level would be one of the next levels, one of the next important levels, because here you see there was no major support or resistance. So this is only a smaller one here. This small high point would be the next interesting level if we can hold the 12,000, because I expect that we maybe have a higher resistance here at the 12,000 level and will maybe close below, and then have a smaller pullback just to be able to re-enter as a long trader at lower levels, and then on the second attempt to push through the 12,000 level and then the 12,260 or maybe the 13,000 level for beginning of December or mid of December. Let's see how far we can move to the upside, but there are still, what is this, 7.5% to the upside to the 13,000 level. And does Webull have the parabolic SAR? Yeah, it should. There should be. It's just named parabolic, not SAR, but you should find it there also on Webull. Yeah, that's the interesting thing for today. So watch out for this. And if you want to have an early indicator, just use parabolic SAR. And you can see on a 1 minute, we already have the dots above the chart. So this can be different on different time frames. So on a 5 minute, we didn't close below this dot, but on a 1 minute, we already did. And therefore here we have already an early sign of a downtrend. And there was no crossing of ADX right now. So there's still some room. We are still trading at the 20 EMA. As you can see, it's acting as a support on a 1 minute. So both moving averages are really near 12,050. But on a 5 minute, we still have some room here to the 9 EMA and to the 20 EMA. So as soon as we are closing below this level, we'll probably pull back to this level, 12,025, and here right below the 12,000 level, this is the, what is this level? 11,960, and sorry, 980. Yeah, these will be the important levels on the downside. But now we see here on a 5-minute chart a small doji, so this could cause some more buyers stepping in here. Almost nobody here on this candle, but on the downside a wick and on the upside a wick, and we still closed above this 3 EMA line here. And yeah, let's see how far we go, or if we want to push below. Important will be to close below this red parabolic SAR dot, and then this will signal an early sign of a reversal to the downside. You see SAR on Webull but no parabolic. Okay, then the name is SAR. I just saw yesterday someone wrote it's not the full name, it's just the parabolic or just SAR. So yeah, if you see SAR, then this is the correct one. I don't use Webull, I'm not able to, because here I'm in Germany and Webull doesn't offer service for Germans. Therefore I cannot use Webull. I only have TradingView and this charting platform here from my Trader Workstation. So this is Trader Workstation charting. Some say it's terrible, but yeah, I've get used to it, so it's easy for me to use this one here. And we will just watch for 3 or 4 more minutes, and then I will close out this live stream. And yeah, we will see how the market reacts when it opens. But as we have seen, it's just everything in line with the expectations and how we suppose the market to react on the news when PPI data was lower than expected and the market went up. Are you long on Nasdaq? No, I'm not. I'm still in my short position. I have 2 short contracts. I opened at 12,100 and 12,090. So I'm about 30 and 40 points in the green with these 2 micro Nasdaq contracts, but I want to hold them for lower levels to close out half or in full. It's just a small and tiny trade for me, but yeah, maybe they will make a couple of bucks. Nothing really important. So I see Ralph also shorted at 12,078. So you are also in the green, 10 points. Nice trade. Yeah, no one expected to hit 12k so soon. Yeah, I expected to hit 12k. After I've seen last week, I was pretty sure that we will hit the 12k level this week. But yeah, it went up really fast before the economic news here with PPI. So I was a little bit surprised that we were this high. I was not surprised about this movement here with the low PPI data, but we were high right before the news came out, because you see here the closing was 11,928, so we were almost at the 12,000 level, only 70 points below this level. So it wasn't a big wonder that we hit the 12k level. So now we are pulling below. We still need 2 more minutes to close this 5-minute candle. But if we manage to close here, you will see the SAR dot will move above the chart, and then it's indicating first sign of a reversal here. But now on a 5-minute chart, you see this was phase 1, just 5 minutes of up movements, and now we are in phase 2. This is sideways movement, and just trying to make the top here, and then we will see if we can push below this 9 EMA on 5 minute. Then we will see level 3 or stage 3 confirmation phase, and then we will see a pullback. Let's see how far this pullback can go. It's only a smaller movement here. Yeah, not really small, but 1.5%. Yeah, not bad. And yeah, we can minimum 50% is my expectation that we will pull back, and more interesting would be the 76% level. I can draw it again, and we can see it from the high point to the low point of the breakout. And then we will see it again. This is the 50% Fibonacci, and we are now still trading at the 38% Fibonacci line here, trying to push below to the next level, the 9 EMA on 5 minute. Yeah, it's It's a good support level, as you can see. Still trading below these red parabolic SAR dots on 1 minute chart. But we have 1 minute left to close the 5 minute candle here. 5 seconds left. And then you will see on the next candle, parabolic SAR dot now moves to the upside. You see, this was the previous high point here. Now parabolic SAR is here at this level. And as long as we don't close above this dot, it's signaling a downtrend. So let's see if we can have further selling pressure here to the downside. This would be interesting for us. Yeah, it's not really interesting to watch just the chart, because if you have a clear setup, like we were talking here about this, and when I saw the first red candle, you saw me entering the trade at around 12,100 and 12,090 with 2 contracts. So I'm in the green now about 40 and 50 points. So it's not big, but it's a small gain. It's about 200 bucks. But yeah, you see how easy it can be if you have a clear setup. You don't have to freak out. You just have to have a plan and to wait for your setup to come. And then you can trade it. And you can now set a stop loss right here above these last highs. If we move back above this Fibonacci level, you can stop out your trade and you will still be in the green. You will still take home some profit, and you can have your profit targets below here, like I said, and the 50% Fibonacci and the 76% Fibonacci if you want this level, or 61%, whatever you have. Just have a plan. Then you can trade a lot calmer and be patient, because then you know what you will lose or what you will win, and you can clearly calculate your risk-reward ratio. So I know now when I will leave my desk that I have a stop loss in place here, and I will be stopped out in the green. So whatever happens, if we don't have a huge gap up, then I will still be green on this trade. And there was only a small risk here and a huge possibility to the downside to pull back, so a huge potential, and therefore a good risk reward rate of more than 1.2, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 maybe, and therefore it's a good trade. Because if you make more of these trades, it doesn't matter if you're stopped out on 20-30% of your trades, because even if you are stopped out on 50% of your trades, you will still make money. Why? Because in 50% of the trades you will make triple or 4 times this what you will lose on the other hand, with the 50% of stopped out trades. And therefore you have to have a look on your levels. If you're just back holding and hoping that we are going back to your entry level, this is just nonsense. You have to have clear levels where you want to enter and exit a trade. And as long as you don't have these levels, you cannot calculate your risk to reward ratio. And it only makes sense to trade when you have these clear levels. And yeah, it's better to have them clear in place. So set your take profit, set your stop loss in your trading platform. You can also trade having them in mind, but I won't only do this if you are a really experienced trader, because it's more difficult to really keep and stick to your rules if you don't have the orders in place. People are still asking if I'm long in Nasdaq. No, I shorted Nasdaq. You can rewatch it where I shorted at 12,100 and 12,090. So I'm in the green, about 50 points and 40 points. Load up more shorts. Yeah, you could now short if we break below the EMA level here, 9 EMA. You could take on more shorts, of course. But I'm just holding my 2 small short contracts. That's enough, because I don't want to trade it big today. It's still long overall, as we discussed yesterday, and therefore I don't want to trade too big against the main trend. Yeah, short target would be here 50% Fibonacci or 76% Fibonacci for me. You can also have the 12,000 level as a target. I have only 2 contracts, so therefore I'm not aiming for the big run, just some small profits, maybe 400, 500 bucks on these 2 contracts. Why short when news is good? Because I don't trade the news, Rishi. As we discussed before, I'm not a news trader. I don't care about the news. Yes, the news were good, but there wasn't an up move. and now you see it's trending down, pulling back again. You can trade this down movement. So we trade direction, we don't trade the news, we don't trade our expectations. There's no sense in this. You won't be paid for trading news or expectations. You will be rewarded for taking on risk, and the trend is your friend. So why taking too much risk in expecting something that maybe won't happen? Even if the chances are 50-50, then you will probably lose more than you will win, and therefore just trade the trend and not the news or expectations. People can't believe me. I don't know why, because everyone can re-watch it. This is a recording and it's public, so everyone can see where I entered the trade. Yeah, I'm not a big day trader. You all know this. I'm just swing trading normally. Therefore, I only took a small position with 2 micro Nasdaq futures short. And let's see if we can pull back further or not. I will close out this live stream for now. Hope you had some fun and could learn something. If you have more questions, just write me a private message or write me here under the recording of the live stream, and then we can discuss these things, these questions on my next live stream. I don't know when I will be live next time, but you will know. Just leave me a thumbs up here, and of course subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be informed when I will be live next time. Thank you for watching. Have a nice Tuesday and a nice rest of